And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode number 10. Number 10. I'm your host, Tony.
And Nick.
And we're here to cover the Santa Anita Derby, the Bluegrass, and the Wood Memorial.
Let's do this.
And today, basically, we are not rusty, guys. We kept on betting. We kept on handicapping. We just didn't keep you guys, on the same boat for the journey, So we're back. We're gonna cover. You want to do the Santa Anita first?
We can start with the Santa Anita. We'll get that going for sure.
All right, let's do Santa Anita. Bear with us, guys. Hot and ready to go. Santa Anita Derby, 7-horse field. Just to remind you guys, we are handicappers that go against the favorite. We try to get you guys good odds so you guys can get paid. You want to go with the favorite? Hey, that's up to you guys. Just know the payouts won't be, beautiful. So the favorite here is your horse number 2, Bob Baffert, like we know, owns and runs California, Nicholas.
Yep.
Every time he has a derby horse, his prep horses are always going to be favorite down that way. What I saw on this one, Nick, I really like the number 5 horse. He's a 72, not favorite, but not a high price either. But you could flip good money if you bet on him. What I saw, in the San Felipe, he came 3rd, but he showed good speed. He showed good Bayard of 108. That's pretty strong for a horse running down that way, especially, how difficult the dirt is in Santa Anita. They had to switch it up so many times. But what do you see, Nick? Well, who you liking here?
Well, right now I'm looking at 2 horses, Intrubulo and Cherokee Nation.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. One's a Baffert horse, Cherokee Nation. He's coming in at 5-2, a little right above Potente.
Yes,
and then Intrubulo is coming in at 7-2. So about 3, just a little above, a little behind.
Yeah.
But I think that both the Bafferts are gonna be looking out for each other. So we might have a rabbit who'll get the pace going quick.
Yeah, Cherokee Nation does show, a good buyer speed of 146 in his last race. Let's take a quick look at that. If you see his last race, he broke his maiden in the maiden stakes. And yeah, was it maiden? Yeah, it was a maiden stakes. It's at Santa Anita as well. He went a mile dirt, but it doesn't look like he went against any foes. But what I do see, Nicholas, 3 races ago, he did go against Robusta, which is one of his competitors on here.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. On the road to the Derby.
So seeing that and analyzing that, that's a Doug O'Neill horse with Ismael Jaramillo. We all know he's new to California. He was running down over there in Gulfstream in Florida.
That's right.
And those tracks down that way.
Yeah.
So he ran 2nd in the San Felipe, which he also ran against So Happy, the start ride. So number 5, 6, and 4 previously raced against each other.
Yeah.
And the 4 had the better edge on them.
Yeah.
So Robusta, number 4, seeing this, looks like the can be the what they call it, the underdog that can surprise.
Yeah. I've been hearing stuff about this Robusta, that this Doug O'Neill horse. I listened to a podcast and they were talking about this horse. And it seems like some people think he might have a chance to come in and stir a little trouble, if anything.
Nice little coat out of Accelerate and Urban Legend. He does have good speed buyer as well, 111. He has been racing in stake races, so he was just in the Robert B. Lewis and the San Felipe, losing to another opponent too. So all of these horses have raced against each other. Looks like the Baffert horse, the favorite Potente, is the one to look out for.
Yeah.
If you see right here in the stats, they both ran the San Felipe, and they placed Potente, Robusta, and So Happy.
Yeah.
So looking at this,
the thing that I noticed, I've been going back to the stats from previous winners, and the last 5 winners of the Kentucky Derby, their last race, they didn't even come in first place.
Wow.
So, yeah,
That's a
that
good
is
stat.
crazy. Yeah, you
That's a
would
really
think
good
that
stat.
we have to go all the way back to 2020. The last one to do that was Authentic, where he won the Haskell and he actually won
Oh,
the Santa
Santa.
Anita Derby. He won first place.
What
So,
what what a racehorse. What a racehorse. So we're
yeah,
looking at Potente right now. You know, his last speed figures look at his Bayern speed figures look at 112. He increased from his previous race 109, but he does look like he's improving. Technical difficulty, guys. So we're back. We're talking about Potente. Speed buyers 112. Really good. Last two races. So in my conclusion to this, Nick, it's a tough field because they all race against each other. But
yeah,
you know, if I'm willing to put money down as in a big thing, I would actually go with Robusta after seeing previous races. I don't like the jockey on there. I don't know why. I have trouble with Jaramillo. I don't think he likes me when I bet on him.
uh-huh,
But I think Robusta should be a key player in this at 8-1.
yeah. Well, what I'm seeing is that if Florent flew into California to ride this horse, Cherokee Nation,
Yeah.
they have plans for this horse. He's not flying in for giggles. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's
that's
here to
true.
handle
That's
some
true.
business. I think Cherokee Nation needs to get some points to get into the Derby. So I think that's why he's here to take care of business. If anything, Potente might be the rabbit and to get that pace going and get everyone burned out. And I believe that he's gonna come in and try to get a win.
So who's your horse to win the Santa Anita Derby this
The
weekend?
Santa Anita Derby is gonna be the Ferranza Roll Cherokee Nation.
All right, you heard it from Nicholas himself, guys.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
has a number. He has a number one horse, Cherokee Nation. I have the number four horse, Robusta. You know, you guys want to play exacta, trifecta, do whatever you guys want with that
yeah,
information.
yeah.
So on to the next one, Nicholas. Let's do the bluegrass.
All right. In the bluegrass.
Bluegrass Derby, baby. Well, it's not really a derby, it's just the bluegrass. There you go. Can you see it on your side, Nicholas?
Yep.
All right, so we have another 9 horse field. This one, see, this is what I like. I like fields with like 8 horses and up. Makes it a little bit more difficult to handicap, but you know, it also makes it interesting. The
Yeah.
six
Most
horse
definitely.
is your 8-5 favorite, Brad Cox and Irad Ortiz, trying to go into the Derby. Came in second in your Tampa Bay Derby. And honestly, what I'm seeing here, Nick, I'm actually liking the 4 horse.
Yeah, that's what I'm going
Reagan's
for.
Honor.
I'm going for Reagan's honor
Reagan's
as
Honor.
well.
Really, really good speed buyer. And honestly, yes, I know it's an allowance optional claiming that he comes out of, but you know, he has a good jockey, Jose Ortiz, that just won the Dubai Derby, right,
Yep.
this weekend.
Yes.
You know, with
Coming up behind.
magnitude. So you know that's my horse to keep out. But you know, as I see also a good horse to challenge him. Besides the favorite, we don't talk about the favorite. We do consider the favorite
Yes.
in this race, but I also see the horse that Tyler Gaffalione is riding, Creole Chrome.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, really good horse. That trainer has been hot on that side, Joe Sharp. Yeah, he's been having good horses down that way, fairgrounds, and
Yeah. I'll
he's
say
been
out of New
having
Orleans.
decent
Yeah.
horses this meet.
Out of Louisiana.
So, yep. So he's been having decent horses this meet. So let's go ahead and since we both agree on Reagan's Honor, let's look what this horse is showing us. You know, out of Honor AP at Magdalia de Oro, you know, he's showing 129, like I said previously. Ugh. And he did, race a mile 16. So the distance, I don't think can affect him. You know, he's what another 16th away from running a quarter 10 furlongs. So no, that's 8 furlongs and a half. So We're looking at he's running for the Derby if he qualifies 1.5 furlongs more, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Because the Derby runs at 10 furlongs, so I don't think the distance gonna be the issue. Now, the question here is he able to run with tougher competition? Because he's ran an allowance, optional claimer, a maiden stake also. But, not like the other horses that I was seeing right now that were racing in bigger competitions like the Rebel Stakes, the Tampa Bay Derby, the Stallion of the Year Star. There's horses that race in the Virginia Derby as well, running on this one. So, the question here is, can the number 4 horse, do better with horses that race in tougher races?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if it's coming in at 5-2, they other people either believe that this horse has a chance. He wouldn't be up there with that morning line.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So we're gonna
he
go ahead and look. You want to go ahead and look at the favorites, see what he has, or are you
yeah,
okay
yeah.
with
Let's see.
this?
Let's see what he's
All right.
got.
We always like to analyze our competition. The favorites always gonna be our competition
Well,
here
look
in
at the
this
pedigree already. Gun
podcast.
runner.
Yeah, pedigree. And then he, like you said too. Jockey, Irad Ortiz, trainer Brad Cox, really good gun runner by Sky Mesa. He did have a pedigree of 119, but he did slow down in December, and he kind of picked it up recently in his previous race in March. So, he lost to a good horse, the Puma in the Tampa Bay Derby, which we'll talk about him later. But as it looks, he looks like he is a horse to look out for. I don't see him much as a threat either. So, do
Yeah.
you see something I'm not seeing?
I'm not too high on this horse. I don't know. I've seen him run, and I'm not really seeing something to say, "Wow, this guy's gonna take the Kentucky Derby." He's
Yeah,
not that kind of horse. Well, really, so far I've really not seen any of the horses say where you really go, except the
yeah,
Puma. The
cause
Puma, he looks really good, but he got beat at was it Tampa Bay last? What was the
and
last
just
one
to
he ran
remind
in?
you, yeah, and just to remind the viewers, these are candidates to qualify for the Derby, so they have to win. They have to make the points to qualify to the Derby. You
Yes,
know, like it's
I think
not
it's
for
110,
sure.
110 points or 108 points, something like that.
I believe they're all 100 points. 100
100.
points. Yeah, they're all 100
Yeah.
points, I believe. So,
So I
that was the bluegrass stakes that we would just looked at. I'm going with the number 4, sticking with the 4. You guys can key him on top and put
yeah.
everybody else in the back. I can put my house on that horse at least. I don't think the
Yeah, for
favorite
sure.
has anything. What about you, Nick? What do you think?
I think if I was to play something, I would do Reagan's Honor, and then maybe Class President, and then Further Ado, and an Exacta,
Okay. All right.
and then that's probably it. I mean, you're not going to be on the weekends. You're really not going to make that much money because everyone
Yeah.
shows up in their best. Everyone's bringing their best
Yeah,
horses.
that's true.
So usually you're not going to get any big, especially at stake races or any,
Yeah.
any derby, any kind of derby, any stake race. You're not gonna on the weekends. You're not gonna make money.
So you
Right
heard
now,
it
you're
from
just,
the
you're just getting horses to advance to the big show. That's what this is all about. Getting to the dance.
you heard it from the
So I mean,
man.
to make money, it's gonna be tough. You're gonna have to pay big. You have to put some money in to win some money. But
Yeah.
to see someone coming out of nowhere to win these, it's not gonna happen. It's too close to the Derby,
Yeah.
and it's
So
it's
you
hard
heard
to
it from the
see.
math.
Yeah.
You heard it from the man, the myth, the legend, Nicholas. So,
Yeah,
so
it's
he,
hard to see, someone come from a nobody. It's not gonna be a Cinderella story that makes it over there. These horses
yeah,
already been lined up, they've been trained, they know what they got their eye on the prize. So it's gotta be the top contenders. And to win and make money off these top contenders, you're gonna have to go a lot of money and just 1-to-1. Straight win, a win bet. Because
awesome. Okay, so
yeah.
on to the next one, Nicholas. Our last, you know, Derby prep race, just to get these jittery feelings to start recording again. The Wood Memorial.
Let's see it.
The Wood Memorial. We got, I believe it's a 13 horse field. See, I love this. Doesn't give me odds on this, so I'm not sure who's the favorite for this one. It just says they entered. I can probably try to look it up
I'm gonna go with
somewhere else,
butane.
but
I'm gonna go butane. They
what
think
what happened?
I'm gonna go with butane. They think is gonna be the top horse. The number
Which one?
12, number 12.
Oh, number 12. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Butane. Okay, I thought you said mutane. I was like, what?
No,
I don't
butane.
see
Yeah,
that. Butane. Okay, with Martin Garcia, veteran of the sport, good jockey, good trainer as well. Bob Baffert sending his candidates up there. I'm liking. I was looking at some horses, and honestly, I'm liking Red Zone Runner.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That's a good
liking Red
choice.
Zone Runner, the number
A good
10
choice.
horse.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, that trainer is, new, but that jockey, Michael Sanchez up there, he's been doing some good stuff. So, I'm liking the 10 horse on this race. I don't see anybody else that I like.
can you scroll
I
up?
want to
Who's
say
10?
what happened?
Is that number 10? Scroll up.
Oh, okay. Scroll down.
There you go.
Yeah, Red Zone Runner. Let's go ahead and look at your horse. Butane first, then we'll go down to the horse I'm choosing. Out of the pedigree of the Tizzalaw, really good pedigree. Bob Baffert, as we said, reuniting with one of his old jockeys
Man,
that
he's
he
dropping.
relied on, Martin
Wow,
Garcia.
103 there.
Yeah, 103. Yep. So he went down, but that only
Yeah.
means he does have the potential to come back. It looks like he ran in Del Mar. He was up there in looks like Saratoga. Yeah, Saratoga.
Yeah.
Then came back to Santa Anita, went to Oakland Park, Colonial to the Derby, and now down that way, New York. So he
He's
does
in the
show
running. I
like,
mean, all the races he's ran in, he's been in.
yeah,
Except the last
first,
one, he
second,
really
third.
didn't do much.
Yeah.
So that means there might be a problem somewhere. You gotta have to go back and study that race, the Virginia Derby.
Yeah,
Was
the
that
Virginia
Colonial?
Derby, it was a Colonial Downs, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was sloppy or not. I do remember watching it, but I do not remember
Yeah.
if it was a sloppy race or not. I don't think so. But it
So
was it was
I'll have to go
where
back and study that one.
yeah. So like you said, he was in the money from the 5 races. He's been in the money 4 times. So,
Look,
he
he was at
he's a really
123 rating. He had a 123 rating with So Happy
yeah, at
and
San
at the
Anita,
San Vicente.
San Vicente, yeah. Okay.
So there might
Good
be
horse.
some. I have to go
Yeah.
back
Good
and study
horse
it.
there, yes. So Red Zone Runner. We got Red Zone Runner, really good speed figures out of Practical Joke. You know, I think he has grit. Yeah, he has all in the money, first, second, and third. When the
Yeah.
Parrots, so what I saw here, Nick, was that he had the good speed buyers. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
He has, potential to do better. The only thing that I'm scared of is that he did 5.5, 6, 7, 7, and then he went to a mile and 116, but that wasn't a problem for him.
Yeah.
That's my top horse for this one. Do
Yeah.
you have an honorable mention you want to look at?
What about Elvis?
Elvis.
I think that's the number. Go up. I think it
7?
was up on top.
Number
Yeah, the
7?
number 7 horse.
Albus?
Yeah.
Go ahead and look at Albus.
O'Reilly Ma horse.
Riley Mott.
He's
We
drawing
have
too. Wow.
him. So we have him there. He was at Keelan at 7 furlongs. Got fourth there against a good horse too. Confessional is a really good horse.
Yeah.
Third place at Churchill Downs at a mile 116, and then he just placed first at Tampa Bay at a mile and 40 yards. All maiden stake races, so it's a horse you probably wanna look out for an exotic maybe. I
Yeah.
wouldn't I wouldn't really put all my marbles on this one, but the other horse I was looking at, Nicholas, was the Iron Honor horse
I saw that.
with
Yeah.
Chad Brown and Manuel Franco. Yeah. So, this horse is out of Nyquist. Good, good, good trainer. Chad Brown is known out there in New York, and Well, Franco has been a really good jockey up there as well. So, has two races. His first race was both in Aqueduct, but his first race was a maiden claimer. I'm sorry, maiden stake. And he was at 124 speed buyer. And then he went up to a mile and, he did 112 there at the Gotham Stakes. So
Yeah.
I would keep an eye on this one too. Um, possible candidate to place first in
Yeah.
this Wood Memorial.
Yep.
So yeah, guys, that should wrap up our handicapping for this for the Wood Memorial. I do
Yep.
have the 10 horse. I like that one and the 13 horse Iron on it. What
Nice.
about you, Nick?
I'm going butane.
Yeah, butane. You said
Butane
butane.
and, like you said, Iron Honor,
Yeah.
if anything.
So it's the 10 horse red zone runner for me, and it's the 12 horse butane for
Yeah.
Nicholas. Our honorable mention would be Iron Honor. To be
And I think they
careful
only
with
run
him.
12 horses, right? So you might not be in.
Yeah, so he
They
might
only
not
run
be
12
in.
horses
Yeah.
in the United States.
So this concludes our video, guys. Remember, at the end of the video, I do drop wagers that Nick and I recommend you do for this. So stay tuned, man. We'll have more videos for you guys. Hope you guys liked it. Hope we didn't go on and bored you guys. We're here. We're back.
We're back.
And we're ready.
All right. See you guys next week.
All right. Signing off, guys.